So it happened. So it happened. Okay, well, first things first, I'm not really going to complain too much about AJ Styles and Ricochet being in the main event. It made sense for them to be in the main event of Raw if they were going to face each other. It wouldn't make sense if they went on in the middle of the show. But I tell you, man, Raw had some pretty... Raw was a bit lackluster, but certainly had some surprising good moments. I'm not gonna lie to my fans. I'm not gonna sit here and straight up say this show was trash from top to bottom. No, there was some good stuff on here. So we started off the show with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch standing in the ring together, talking about Stomping Grounds, which was a good pay-per-view. And then Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin came out to have a brawl with the champs and laid down a challenge. And Becky Lynch said that Becky Lynch challenged them to one more opportunity at their titles, but Becky said once you two lose, you get no more opportunities. And then Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans throw in an extra, and they say, winner takes all. Both titles on the line in a mixed tag. Now, I predicted, well, I can't say predicted, but when I was watching the show, this was the direction I was thinking they were going to go. This was the direction I expected them to go. There's no way in... Now I'm not saying there's no way in hell people would predict this. And yeah, I'm pretty sure people would be able to predict this. But the thing that I can't stand is that people are all... Now look, I agree that I don't like this Seth and Becky stuff either. But the thing is, right, people really hate this whole stupid shit with friggin' Seth and Becky being together on screen. But no one complained about the Miz and Maryse being together. They're a real life relationship. I didn't hear a single person bitching and moaning about them kissy-wissing on TV and getting all social together. I didn't hear anyone complain about that. And one person told me, oh, it's because he was a heel and she was there helping him. So, just because it doesn't matter if you're a heel or a face. To me, that doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter if you're a heel or a face. If they're on screen and they're a real life couple and you're okay with them being an on-screen couple, a real life couple on screen, kissy-wissing and having all that good time together, then I don't know why you're having an issue with Seth and Becky. That's all I'm saying. I'm not arguing with anyone. I'm just straight up saying, why were you okay with Miz and Maryse, but just completely against Seth and Becky? Mike and Maria is the same thing. And they're on 205 Live. To me, it doesn't bother me if people have an on-screen relationship, a real-life relationship together on screen. They did it with John Cena and Nikki Bella. I don't recall anyone bitching and moaning about those two when they were feuding with Miz and Maryse. See Nikki and John kissy-wissing and hugging. Did anyone complain about that? No. So shut your mouths. That's all I gotta say about that, man. Then we had an 8-man tag team elimination match. We had the Usos and the New Day versus the Revival. The Revival and Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. Now, to me, this match makes no sense because Bryan and Rowan, they beat Heavy Machinery. The New Day, they lost to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So why are the New Day in a match involving the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That's definitely something I'm confused with. Shouldn't it be Heavy Machinery and the Usos versus the Revival and Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan? To me, this tag team match made no sense. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan were first eliminated due to an outside miscommunication from the Revival and the Planet's champions. The New Day pinned them, and then the Revival pinned the New Day. And then it all came down to the Usos and the Revival, and just like in their previous run, just like in their previous title reign, the Revival continued to lose. Why can you book Kofi Kingston like a true champion, but you can't book everybody else as a true champion? Seriously. I've said this once, and I'll say it again. You've booked Kofi Kingston like a real champion since he became the WWE champion, but you can't book every other champion the same way. Same goes for Ricochet, but I'm not bothered that he lost. It's just his first match as the US champion. So, but anyway, Miz TV happened. R-Truth and Carmella looking as fabulous as always, came out to be a part of Miz TV. Drake Maverick, all heartbroken from what happened at his wedding. I'm starting to be convinced that it wasn't a real wedding. Because why is he bringing up his wife and everything that happened? I don't think it was a real wedding. I think it was just a staged wedding. It might have been, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But Drake Maverick demanded a title match for the 24/7 championship. And I was like, okay, I can dig this. And I'm like, okay, I can take this because the Hardcore Championship did this as well. The Hardcore Championship did the exact same thing. They had two people fight it out in the ring, and then when the match ended, chaos ensues. A couple of guys come running down. So, to me, this made a lot of sense. I was like, okay, they're really following the tradition of the Hardcore Championship, what the Hardcore Championship used to do. But this match was over relatively quick. The match began, R-Truth delivered his finishing maneuver, and defeats Drake Maverick in about 5 seconds. And then out came a ton of wrestlers. R-Truth was nearly got pinned by a couple, and he and Carmella were able to escape. Roman Reigns and Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre, man. I am really getting so sick of this feud. This feud should have been over with at Stomping Grounds. But no, we have to see this again. We have to continue seeing the best in the world! Shane McMahon! Seriously? I couldn't help but to do that, man. Did you just see how ridiculous this is? Shane McMahon is by far the most annoying. Man, I used to think Miz. I used to think Miz was absolutely mad. Jesus, man. I have a friggin' hatred for the Miz as a heel. But I gained a bit more respect for him when he gained a little bit more respect for him when I had a photo with him a couple of years ago. But besides the point, Shane McMahon is easily becoming one of the most shoved down our throats character, even worse than Roman and Charlotte combined. Yes, and don't at me. You can't challenge me on that one. Shane McMahon is easily the most shoved down our throats wrestler, far worse than Charlotte and Roman Reigns combined. And you can't challenge me on that. But anyway, there was a 2-on-1 beatdown from Shane and Drew. And as Shane and Drew were about to nail the final blow, and out comes possibly the most unpredictable and the most shocking thing ever. The Undertaker appears out of nowhere. Choke slams, or should I say choke throw slam? Because he didn't really slam him, he just threw him. Choke slams Shane and clotheslines Drew McIntyre out of the ring. And then it was confirmed that it'll be Roman Reigns and The Undertaker teaming up to take on Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon in a tag team match at Extreme Rules. Now, it was cool to see The Undertaker. It was cool to see him, and I was very shocked. But what I want to know is, why? I do want to know, why did you bring him back? I really want The Undertaker to retire. I really want The Undertaker to retire. He's getting older. Now, yes, a tag team match is a smart thing to do. It's a smart thing because, you know, The Undertaker's very limited in the ring. He's getting old. He can't really wrestle as well as he used to. Yeah, it's a smart decision. But at the end of the day, I want to know why. It was a cool moment and all. We were all shocked. No one saw this coming. And if you tell me I saw this coming, you're bullshitting yourself. You're bullshitting. No one would have predicted The Undertaker to come out. I even stated that Roman Reigns was still going to win on Twitter when they said that he has to face them both at the same time. I was like, yeah, and he'll still win. I didn't think The Undertaker was going to come out. No one in this universe would have predicted The Undertaker to come out and save Roman Reigns. No one. And if you say you did, you're bullshitting. But either way, I just want to know, why did you bring him back? That's all I want to know. Because I felt like this was a bit crazy for WWE to just have Undertaker just come out of nowhere and just attack somebody, especially at this point. So we had Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley in a tug of war. Can you please rename this to Tug of War? Because this was absolutely boring. Tug of war. This was absolutely boring. Do we really need to see these two big muscle men just fighting over in muscle-like competitions? First an arm wrestling match and then a tug of war? Really? So these two are still feuding? God almighties, man. I knew Braun Strowman was going to win this. We had AJ Styles backstage with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. He was having a bit of an argument with his two friends, wondering what has happened to them. He wants to see the old Gallows and Anderson that he used to team up with in New Japan. They took on the Viking Raiders, and the Viking Raiders get the victory. Not easily, but they do get the win. I'm confused. Are the Viking Raiders supposed to be faces or heels? I'm confused. They came in as heels. I'm assuming they are heels? I don't know. Nor do I care. Nor do I care. But it was good to see that they're finally using more of the Viking Raiders. And we had more 24/7 shenanigans, and this was really good. I actually enjoyed this. R-Truth continued his chase, and he was in the ring. Mojo Rawley and Heath Slater were prepared to have a match, and I guess we could all thank our lucky stars that R-Truth saved us from a boring match, because nobody wanted to see Heath Slater versus Mojo Rawley. So R-Truth saves us from the misery. But Heath Slater pins R-Truth to become the 24/7 champion. Then R-Truth would win the title back. But then Cedric Alexander would deliver the lumbar check to become the 24/7 champion, pinning R-Truth. And then EC3 changing the game. Finally, for the first time, this guy had showed signs of happiness. He won the 24/7 championship. Carmella would come from behind, take the championship from EC3's hands, and R-Truth would roll up EC3 to win the 24/7 championship for an 8th time, not 9 times. Renee Young, not 9, Renee. It's 8. Get it right. Jesus Christ, man. Unbelievable. And also, during the Miss TV segment, they called him a 7-time champion, when he was really a 6-time champion. Jesus Christ, get your facts right. But I am kind of a bit upset about this. I really want to see someone else have a bit of a reign with that championship. I really want to see someone else have a run. Or at least survive at least a couple of days with the championship, because everybody else they give it to, they always tend to lose it quickly. I get it, that's what the Hardcore Championship was like back in the day, but I think at least back in the day, at least everybody at least somewhat had a bit of a run with it, right? If it was a day or 2 days, I think at least back then, at least every person had a run. The people that they took it off immediately were the people they didn't want to see hold it. Or they believed that them winning it, just having them win it as a part of an accomplishment. Sure, Heath Slater made sense to take it off him immediately, but I feel like Cedric Alexander and EC3, those two guys could easily have a bit of a run with it. But oh well, R-Truth is now an 8-time champion, not 9-time champion, Renee Young. Please do your research before you start listing out accomplishments for R-Truth. We had Kofi Kingston take on Sami Zayn in singles action, which Kofi Kingston ended up winning. And then Kevin Owens challenged Kofi Kingston to a match, which he accepted. And Kofi Kingston defeated Kevin Owens by countout. And the thing is, you'd hear the ring announcer say, "Here is your winner, and still WWE champion." And I was like, wait, what? Wait, I was just thinking, wait, what? Was this for the title? This made no sense. Was this even for the title? I don't even think they said this was for the title. I didn't hear the commentator say this is for the WWE Championship. That must have been a botch or something, but clearly, to me it just made no sense, man. To me it made no sense. So then Samoa Joe comes running out and attacks Kofi Kingston from behind. I was very interested by this. I was like, so they took the title off him to feud him with Kofi Kingston. Very interesting. Well, I guess they somewhat listened to what I believe. Samoa Joe is a main eventer. And Samoa Joe is a main event guy. And yeah, I think he should. Do I think Kofi Kingston should get past Samoa Joe? The way Samoa Joe has been booked lately, Kofi Kingston would be able to get past him. But yes, logical wise, Kofi Kingston should not be able to get past Samoa Joe. But I don't think WWE is going to put the title on Samoa Joe. I think they're going to have Kofi Kingston head into SummerSlam. And I'm still saying it, guys. I still don't see Shane McMahon becoming WWE champion. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it. People are over-exaggerating. I just don't see Shane McMahon becoming WWE. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. My cat was meowing at the front door. She was meowing at the front door. I could hear her meowing, so I wanted to see what was up. So yeah, as I was saying, yes, I do think Samoa Joe should become WWE Champion. I don't think Kofi Kingston should get past him. But the way Samoa Joe has been booked as of late, I just don't see that happening. I think they're going to keep Kofi Kingston as the WWE Champion. And it's just like what I said, I just don't see them putting the title on Shane McMahon. I think everybody is just over-exaggerating. I think they're just over-exaggerating. Okay, well, we got the women next, so I'll just let the summer go. we had the women's segments up next, and I honestly really didn't care about this. As much as I love the women, I really didn't care about this. Alexa Bliss took on Naomi in singles action, which Alexa Bliss ended up winning. And then all of a sudden they change it to a tag team match. And Talia comes out. There was a bit of a brawl, and then all of a sudden WWE feels the need to see we should see these women again, but this time compete in tag team action. And what do you know? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross win again. So I really didn't understand this. I really didn't want to see this. They should have just done the singles match and been done with it. And I'm really sick and tired of this storyline where they're all like, oh, Nikki Cross shouldn't be trusting Alexa Bliss and shit. And then finally, guys, the main event was, well, I think I was talking about the women's stuff. Can't remember. I had to go out for a couple of minutes because I had to go out for a couple of minutes. But yeah, the women's stuff, I really didn't care. Alexa, yeah, I think I talked about it. But anyway, the main event was AJ Styles and Ricochet, and yeah, to me it was a yeah, it was a good matchup. AJ Styles and Ricochet, I believe it was a good match, and AJ Styles winning. I truly believe that this doesn't hurt Ricochet that much. But I was also like, oh well, but I was also a bit upset. But I also was a bit sad. Because, you know, this is not looking good for that he's losing. But it was a good match. It was a good match. I don't think this is going to hurt Ricochet that much. But I know for a fact WWE is going to rush this and they're going to have them versus each other at Extreme Rules. I really wish they could just, you know, build this up for several months past up to SummerSlam. But knowing WWE, they're just going to rush this straight away, do it at Extreme Rules, and just leave it at that. And that's your Monday Night Raw review, guys. That's your Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw was meh. It was meh. It didn't make me angry too much. A couple of fun stuff happened, and that's about it. So, like I said, I'm not gonna lie to my fans. If I say there's something good, I think it's good. And if you don't think it is, then that's perfectly fine. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Be sure to check out my live stream that I just did a couple of hours ago. Unbelievable. Another big episode of Monday Night Raw on my live stream, on my Universe mode. And I'll see you all tomorrow when I do my SmackDown Live review. See you then, guys.